those plus other video delights. But first, we present excerpts from a conversation we had this week with 3 Victoria women who were considered extremely beautiful by Western standards when they were 20, and who now must deal with the physical, emotional, and psychological realities of being over 50. Do you see that woman of 20 in the pictures that we have here where you're shaking hands with her? Do you see that? What do you see when you look in the mirror?
To me, she is an entirely different person. Possibly my life did a rather abrupt turnaround when I moved to Victoria, so I see my life as divided into 2 segments: the child-rearing years, the growing-up years, then the present time. And I have to admit that I am thoroughly enjoying the present.
Was that difficult for you to begin to see yourself changing and transitioning and looking in the mirror at 30 and at 40 and now at 50?
Actually, I think it hit more at 50 than 30 or 40. You just, but then at 50, all of a sudden you wake up one morning, you look in the mirror and there are lines and everything, and you still just try to do anything you can to prevent it or to ease it, to cover it up. I think that's the best way. I think once you become 50, you become more relaxed. Things are not pushing on you.
Was that a difficult thing when you look in the mirror and you've seen yourself over the years?
Not necessarily, because it's such a slow but steady transition. Mm-hmm. You grow older every day, and I think you realize pretty soon that your wrinkles are coming and the sags are coming, mm-hmm. and I don't think it happens just kind of overnight.
Yeah. Not the realization.
No. I tell you, the worst time is when you lose weight. It seems to lose it all in your face. and then you look in the mirror and you think, oh my God, what's happened to me?
Yeah. How are you different at 50?
That's a good question. I think for one thing, I'm more secure. I'm happier with myself. My husband and I laugh that it now takes 2 of us to do one chore, and we laugh about it, 2 little old people doing something. But he's more important to me, and I think I'm more important to him.
Is the dating scene an interesting one for you now?
Yes, it is interesting. Now, I will say this, at my age, the field is definitely narrow. But that's okay. I'm a very independent lady. I do just fine by myself, and if someone comes along that I can't live without, well, then that's great. But yes, I have a social life, and I don't think of age. I really don't. I don't think of myself as locked into a certain age group. And I don't think anybody else does either, really.
I think as you grow older, people become, I don't want to say ageless as never ending, but ageless that you don't think of them as of you. You know, I know you're very young. I remember you when you were very young. But now you are just one of us.
Of course, the being 50 is you have to take the sags and the bags and all of the outward things that go along with it. But I think if you accept that and try to keep yourself in as good a physical shape as you can, then why not be happy and enjoy it?
On last Sunday's show, we spoke to 3 women who were growing older gracefully. This week, they return to offer a little advice to others facing the passage of time.
Develop your own resources. Do not depend on outside conditions or other people to give you happiness or completion or satisfaction or fulfillment, because that only comes from within. And I see many, many women my age who are single, as I am, who lead desperate lives. They are so afraid that they will not enter the marriage state again, you know. And that's the only thing that that they're seeking in life. And I just think that it's very important to know who you are.
Become interested in all kinds of activities, civic, church, social. I think the busier you keep yourself, then you don't have time to think about yourself and how old you are. And I think if you're around a lot of people, it helps, because people of your own age, people of younger age, it's always going to create an interest, or should create an interest for you.
We used to have a little club that when we became 30, all those became 30 that year. We'd get together and have a little party, and then we became 40, and that was still all right. But then after that, it wasn't as a happy an occasion as it'd been when we were younger.
How did you react to that feeling of being a grandmother?
I think the traumatic experience was when they first learned to talk and call me Grandma.
When my first grandchild was born, I was very securely married, and I thought it was super. When my second grandchild was born, I was single, and I wasn't too sure. So I did have a little bit of a change of attitude.